Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Games Season 1, Episode 46. We are just days removed from the NXT The Games Dusty Bros Memorial Tag Team Classic. We are just 2 events away from the NXT The Game TakeOver Unopposed Special, followed by a 9-week sprint to NXT TakeOver Legacy. But first, let's get straight into the action. The Dusty Bros Tag Team Classic Fallout video featuring William Regal, Paul Ellering, Akam, and Razor, and 82 beats tonight. We see William Regal after the Dusty Bros Tag Team Classic in the back listening to Paul Ellering, as the Authors of Pain are standing with their NXT Tag Team Championships, their Dusty Bros Tag Team Classic trophies. William Regal seems to be slowly coming to see Paul's side of the argument. William Regal says, "Muted, I'll see you at NXT TV." We fade out with the pre-show segment. So, Razor is developing his performance skills, which is great, 82B+. And in the second pre-show segment, in a terrible match, TJP defeats Ani Lorcan in 3:37 with the figure 4 deathlock. Lorcan with an average debut of a face gimmick, a 33 for Lorcan, 42 for TJP. No worker improvements, a 41D. So let's get straight into the main card in front of 4,714 people in Colorado. All right, Tom Phillips, Nigel McGuinness, and Steve Corino welcome us to NXT. Tom Phillips says that tonight on NXT, we're going to have one hell of a show. The camera stands with them for a while as we fade to ringside. So, William Phillips is getting stale. McGuinness is developing better performance skills. Crowd hotter, underperformed, 60C. For the announcers, not horrible. Wow, a 91A. This is great again. We fade in the ringside area, and William Regal standing with Paul Ellering and his Authors of Pain. William Regal says that after the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic ended, Paul Ellering came to him and said he wanted an NXT Championship shot. He said he's earned it. That the Authors of Pain have ran through everyone in the tag team division. The fans boo, but William Regal says he agrees, actually, and the fans boo a little bit more. A little bit confused, though. He says so in 2 weeks, handing a contract to Paul Ellering at NXT TakeOver Unopposed, named after your Authors of Pain, Paul. If you're able to defend the NXT Tag Team Champions successfully, Paul, you will be in possession of a contract for a title shot at the NXT Championship whenever, wherever, kind of like the NXT Money in the Bank briefcase. William Regal basically giving this out. He doesn't normally do this, but he's going to give it to Paul because they really have helped NXT. Paul says, of course they're going to win. His team is undefeated. William Regal says he's glad he feels that way because the Authors of Pain will be defending them in a tag team gauntlet match. A match in which they will start and hopefully, if Paul wants that championship shot, run the gauntlet. So, the Authors of Pain, having done what they've done lately, are going to be in a gauntlet match in which they start. They will have to run. Basically, this is a way to try to get the Authors of Pain to 20 Tag Team Championship defenses. I don't think it surprises anyone that I'm trying to book Authors of Pain crazy strong here. But the Authors of Pain will be in multiple matches at NXT TakeOver Unopposed. No worker improvements, but a 91A. They are, they all back up as DIY's theme hits now, and the crowd goes nuts. DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa walking up to the Authors of Pain on the stage and staring at the championship before heading down the ramp and towards the ring. And they are next. Akam was good, no worker improvements, a 989A for this match. So the Authors of Pain continue to drive NXT. In a decent match, Sanity defeats DIY in 13:49 when Alexander Wolf defeated Tommaso Ciampa by pinfall at their double tree following interference from the Young Bucks. So the Young Bucks again interact with DIY and cost them the match. Sanity gets a great victory here tonight on NXT. Good chemistry from them. Ciampa and Gargano with a 68 and 67, but really the showcase is a 49 and a 54 for Dane and Wolf. They improved. I mean, this is their best match to date by far. So no worker improvements, but a 68C+. The Young Bucks after the match mocked DIY again after costing them a match. 75B-. The storyline has advanced and gained heat. No worker improvements, however, to advance onto. Hug Life, as well as the Iconic Trio, will be here next week, though. That's Bayley and Sasha Banks, as well as the Iconic Trios of Billie Kay, Madison Eagles, and Peyton Royce. The new normal storyline has advanced. There is no worker improvements, but a 64C is not bad. All right, up next in an extremely short match, Bridges of the Crow's Nest defeats Candice LeRae in 4:54 by pinfall. Candice LeRae and Bridges have great chemistry. Well, that's great. Looks like another program I can build to in the future. The match stated Cobb and give it a breather. 90 and an 87. Okay, so I think I accidentally butchered this as a Divas match. So you're getting women who can work with Divas match ratings, which I'm guessing they had a 90 and 87 because of that. But either way, it's 72 B-, and we're keeping NXT strong tonight here in Colorado. Ty Dillinger now is shown walking down a hallway backstage to the ring. He'll be taking on Christopher Daniels coming up next. 56 C-. Let's see what happens here in this match. In a decent match, Christopher Daniels defeats Ty Dillinger in 11:43 with the best moonsault ever. Christopher Daniels gets the victory here tonight. The match got the crowd hotter. Dillinger with a 56, Daniels with a 63, and he's performing that is Daniels in performance skills. So after defeating Ty Dillinger, Christopher Daniels grabs a microphone and challenges Alistair Black to a rematch at NXT TakeOver unopposed. Daniels says despite winning at NXT TakeOver Toronto, he feels like he saw some unfinished business with Alistair Black. The pin not only came out of nowhere but left him dissatisfied. He says that he feels crestfallen and that he feels no longer angelic. Daniel says he came to NXT to set the record straight to prove that the Fallen Angels was in a place of prominence, but so far the fans booing. So far, he continues, Daniels that is, he hasn't gotten the vibe at all. So alas, he'll take it out on your covet Alistair Black again, and if he's righteous enough, he'll accept my challenge. So we're going to do Daniels and Black again at NXT TakeOver unopposed. It's like, 4 or 5 weeks after the last TakeOver special, so we're going to go ahead and do that. It's 76 B- for Daniels. Not bad. All right, next we see William Regal backstage trying to calm down Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano DIY. Johnny cuts off Tommaso and begins. Johnny tells William Regal to look, every damn match, those damn Young Bucks interfere. Every damn time. This shit is getting old. They screwed us up versus the Author of the Pain at In Your House. They cheated in Toronto. I mean, when is it going to end? William Regal clutches his brow thinking. He says that DIY and the Bucks were both going to be a part of the tag team gauntlet for the NXT Tag Team Championships. However, William Regal says he has a better idea. You guys are great. You'll get your shot soon enough, DIY, says William Regal, in which they agree. They will, however, Regal adds, at NXT TakeOver unopposed, going to face off against the Young Bucks again in another tag team match. How does that sound? DIY agrees that they want the match and will shake William's hand. The Young Bucks are out of control, and in 2 weeks, they'll have to face DIY again as DIY leaves. Obviously, an ADB Plus is very strong for the fan favorite storylines. It's gaining heat. Obviously, this isn't going to end at NXT TakeOver unopposed. I'm building towards Legacy, our WrestleMania big match between the two teams. It's really been my hottest program here in NXT, and we're going to push it out one more time. And it's been great because it hasn't been focused around the tag team titles that the Authors of the Pain have. It's been a secondary tag team feud, which has been fantastic. However, next, the Revival walk in. The fans erupt. The returning Revival, that is. Dash and Dawson asked William Regal why he wanted to see them and mentioned that they are ready to take the championships off the Authors of Pain at NXT TakeOver unopposed in that gauntlet match. William Regal says that what he wanted to talk to them William Regal says that's what he wanted to talk to them about. Unfortunately, their contracts prohibit them from wrestling until the week after unopposed. The fans boo. However, good news. Be it that the Author of the Pain or whoever beat the Author of the Pain at NXT TakeOver Legacy, our season finale, our WrestleMania here in NXT, you guys, the Revival, will take on the winners in an NXT Tag Team Championship match at NXT TakeOver Legacy. You're guaranteed a one-on-one match. The fans pop, in which Dash and Dawson are thrilled, and they will most definitely wait for that. So an 87 B+ for basically the Revival walking past Ciampa and Gargano. William Regal again. We're really pushing the Authors of the Pain storyline as well. No worker improvements to talk about, but an 87 B+, which is just fantastic. Our tag division is on fire right now. Next up, and about that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Nikki Cross defeats Ember Moon in 10 minutes with the Perfect Storm. A 50 and a 52 for Moon and Cross. They're pretty good together. The quality lifted the match. The commentary missed the match, gave it a boost. No worker improvements to really comment on, but a 58 C- for Moon and Cross in a non-diva match is very, very solid. All right, next up, we see Kathy Kelly backstage welcoming Kathy Kelly backstage welcoming Noah Jose and asked him how he feels about his big chance tonight on NXT when he takes on the former NXT champion Drew McIntyre. No Way Jose said he's been waiting for a big showcase like this. He's been waiting for the chance, mommy. He says tonight on NXT he's going to show the entire world what he's made of. He's going to show the entire world what it's like to party with No Way Jose. Drew McIntyre says, No Way Jose, prepare to be beaten, Poppy. Prepare to be my stepping stone as I ascend to greatness. No Way Jose. So No Way Jose will be facing Drew McIntyre in the main event, and a 67 C+. That's great for No Way Jose. He's really been developing rather nicely, and Kathy Kelly and her sex appeal helps as well. Her performance was fantastic, which is great. So we'll have to be using her more in interview segments in the future. All right, next week, though, we'll have an announcement regarding not only the Mr. NXT, which is delayed a week, guys. Sorry, I didn't have room. But also what is happening as it relates to Andrade Cien Almas' NXT Championship. So it's 73 B- as we head towards the main event. And in the main event, wow, this is a really good rating for No Way Jose in his first main event, a 70C+. That's just great. And about that, had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Drew McIntyre defeats No Way Jose in just under 15 minutes with the Future Shock. No Way Jose had a better performance than Drew McIntyre. I am absolutely shocked. Now, this is the good part about taking over NXT, guys. You know, it's a developmental brand, and they're younger workers, and they're developing nicely. No skill improvements this time, but a 70C+. It's really great. The show closing segment features McIntyre, William Regal, Bobby Roode, Roger Strong, and Eric Young. After winning, Drew McIntyre is in the middle of the ring screaming towards the camera, "William, I'm still the #1 contender, damn it." The camera fades back to William Regal, who looks up and sees Bobby Roode and Roderick Strong, who had been standing in the room watching the main event. He turns to the door as it swings open and sees Eric Young of Sanity as he bursts in. NXT will end on that note. We are not sure who the #1 contender will be. We are 1 week away. The go-home show is next week. We only had 5 weeks between NXT Toronto and Unopposed, so it's really close, and that's mainly because I wanted to give NXT TakeOver Legacy, WrestleMania, a longer build. I think it's like 9 or 10 weeks for that one, and I put the Tag Team Classic in between. So really, we're going to have, I think, only 5 or 6 matches. That's why I did the Gauntlet match, to really extend out a couple, because we had a slow build month. But anyways, 79B+, 79B, that's great. Let's see what our show rating was. Probably at least a 75 for this one. 79, our best show yet. It increased our popularity in 45 regions. That is freaking fantastic. Just absolutely amazing. So if you guys like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, share, get the word out about NXT The Game. I feel like we're really hitting our stride. And this was NXT The Game, like I said, Season 1, Episode 46. Thanks for watching. The next episode will be 47, the go-home show before NXT TakeOver Unopposed, in which after we will be heading towards our WrestleMania legacy. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a glorious evening.